Hello and welcome back to this video. So we're looking at 4 ways sexual immorality as a single will destroy your sexual life in marriage. Now, this is not something that is spoken about enough, and that's why I'm making this video. And hey, I'm not a prophet of doom. That's why I have a special bonus at the end. If you stick to the end, there's a simple practical tip there for you to get your life back on course. And I also have a little favor to request of you at the end of this video, and I think you can actually help us with that. So let's get into the video. So the first damage that sexual immorality causes in the sexual life of married people is trained laziness. And this is often caused by the continuous use of adult content or pornography. If you have no clue what trained laziness means, then this simple story of mine is going to paint the picture for you. So back in school, my friend and I used to skip classes so we can go and play 𝗟𝗶𝗳𝗲 in the cyber cafe. Now, he was an experienced gamer and I had no experience. I just had fun sitting there and watching him play. And the days that I could afford to actually buy my own time, given that we were paying in hours, I realized that I couldn't sit there for 1 hour to try to figure out the game within my playing time and be able to play and actually have fun. So I made a deal with my friend and he'll play on my time slot on the condition that he was going to do exactly as I told him. So if I wanted to steal a car, I'll tell him, and that's exactly what he was going to do. So because of the inexperience on my part and the laziness to want to sit down there and actually figure out how the game works to play by myself, I developed a trained laziness to actually just enjoy someone else playing while I watch. Now you're beginning to have an idea why this comes from adult content and pornography. So the fact is, a study published last year in the journal Psychological Medicine surveyed more than 20,000 French-speaking adults over a period of 2 years, and it was clear that they determined that the continuous usage or addiction to adult content made men actually lazy in the bedroom. Another German study several years ago actually found that the area of the brain that deals with motivation and reward actually shrunk significantly due to continuous usage of adult content. And this actually makes sense because if you can get a high by simply clicking a link, then when it comes to actually engaging in intercourse with a physical person where you actually have to do real work, it becomes overwhelming, and most men who have been addicted to this thing simply have no motivation at all. And this is why there are reports that pornography could actually be responsible for the destruction of close to or over 500,000 marriages annually in the US alone. I want to imagine there's actually no fun living with someone who would rather have someone else touch you while they watch rather than engage by themselves. The second damage to marital sexual life due to sexual immorality is closely related to the first one, but it's an addiction to high-stakes intercourse. So, unlike the previous one that has to do with adult content, this is actually a result of sex before marriage. There are many reports of people who complain that they don't find sex in marriage as thrilling or exciting as sex out of marriage, or sex before they got married. And the simple explanation is that once you're doing something that even subconsciously you feel is illegal or illicit or high stakes, and it's the illegality that makes it high stakes, your brain associates a high esteem and a high price to it compared to you engaging with someone that you can always engage at any time. It almost feels like it's taken for granted, so the stakes are quite low. Even happily married people will tell you that engaging in intercourse in high stakes environment where the risk is high makes the reward and the pleasure also higher. And that is still the part of the brain associated with motivation and reward, appreciating more the outcome from a high stakes situation compared to the outcome from a low stakes situation. Though sometimes many people may think this is fine if they still end up getting married to the person they are involved with sexually outside of marriage, the data actually shows that this is not true, because the people who have already gotten addicted to the high stakes adrenaline once they are married, they always tend to go out there to still look for a high stakes scenario intercourse. In this case, now it's with someone they are not married to. And this actually affects both men and women equally. The third damage is selfishness, and it can be the result of adult content or promiscuity with multiple sexual partners. Sexual intercourse, being the ultimate expression of love, is actually intended for the purpose of fulfilling the other person rather than fulfilling oneself. So the objective actually is to satisfy your partner instead of yourself. But getting addicted to adult content means you're programmed to seek your own satisfaction, and this is what eventually leads to erectile dysfunction in many men, or low stamina during intercourse, because the brain is programmed to satisfy itself. For many women, it's just the thought of this person is better than that person, or I wish I was with that person, or this person did it differently. And all of that is never been about, are these people actually satisfied? It's about, I am looking for the person who can satisfy me or get it done the way I want it done. And the fourth but not the least is unrealistic expectations, ultimately leading to anxiety and the erectile dysfunction that we have already seen so far, or the satisfaction dysfunction. So it may be erectile dysfunction in men where they are unable to actually get aroused to engage in intercourse. Sometimes for women, they are unable to be satisfied unless something extra is done. And this is at the point where many people resort to using extra instruments that they call toys, further defeating the purpose of the ultimate expression of love being to fulfill the other person instead of being obsessed with one's own satisfaction and fulfillment. And that is it, and the list is not exhaustive. We can talk of memories and nightmares, from past encounters to sexually transmitted diseases or life-altering experiences as a result of immorality. But if you have any others that you think should be on this list, then add them below and I'll be happy to check them out. So as a bonus content, the fact is, if you've gone in the wrong direction, it's never too late to actually retract and come back, and where we can talk about detoxifying yourself. So you may have trained laziness or gotten addicted to high stakes intercourse and all these other things, but all of that are in the brain, and you can gradually get yourself on a routine and a path to actually detoxify. And that's why I've personally handpicked these two videos on your left and your right that are actually going to help you detoxify and reset your brain step by step to actually regain your purity of mind and sanity once again. And if you've watched this far, it means that you're actually one of our loyal subscribers, and we really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And I just have another extra request or favor to ask of you. Recently, we created a new reactions channel, and I'd just like you to help us increase our number of subscribers by just hitting the channel link right here to subscribe. That will mean so much to us. Thank you so much. And that is it for this video. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Also subscribe to this channel in case you're new. And thank you so much for watching. A big shout out to our Patreons for helping us create content like this. Without them, without you, we won't be able to do what we are doing. So thank you so much. You too can support the channel. The link is down below. So until the next video, stay blessed.